Has anyone ever said to you, we don't have time for research? Or research takes too long? Or we know what we should put in our products? Oh, I have certainly heard these, and I know how frustrating it is to hear really crappy statements like this. So, I want to share with you a UX research win story. Yes. I'm going to share a story with you about how research can be quick, impactful, and effective when it comes to product decisions. Let me share a story with you. I was a UX designer and researcher for a company that owns a bunch of animal hospitals. I was in a meeting with my product owner, who I will not name for the sake of protecting his identity. We were in a meeting, and he just happened to mention this doctor mobile app that was coming out. What doctor app? This was the first time I'd ever heard anything about a doctor's mobile app. What is it? I asked my product owner. He said this is a mobile app that doctors can look at before they enter an exam room. Okay, that sounds intriguing. So I asked him, well, what's going into this mobile app? And he listed all kinds of features. The pet's medical history, the pet parent's address. To me, that sounded like a lot. So I said to him, well, how do you know that these features are what the doctor needs? And my product owner said to me, "Oh, I just know." When anybody says, I just know, my spidey sense goes off, and I'm pretty sure that they don't really know. So I said to him, okay, those are very interesting features. I think we should do a bit of research to determine if we're going on the right track here. And my product owner was like, no, no, no. We don't have time for research, Jen. Okay, that classic. So I said to him, no problem. Let me just call a handful of doctors to confirm that we have the right features going into the app. He said, we're going into development in 2 weeks. So I can give you basically a day to do whatever little research you need to do. All right, no problem. I can do that. So I got on the phone and I called 5 doctors to ask them what they needed in a mobile app before stepping into a patient's examination. And guess what? They all said they needed the same 2 things. First thing they needed to know, what kind of animal is it? Is it a dog? Is it a cat? Is it a fish? And the second thing they needed to know, what were they stepping into? Is it a routine visit like getting vaccines? Or is it a trauma situation? For instance, if the pet has been hit by a car. The doctors wanted to know only those 2 things so that they can mentally wrap their head around the situation before stepping into that exam room. So then I followed up with, would you need the full medical history or the prescriptions the pet's currently on? Or do you need the pet parent's contact information? And they all said, no, no, no. I don't need any of that thing in a mobile app. I can look up those items on a medical record as soon as I get in the exam room. I took this information that I gathered literally in maybe 2 hours of phone calls that afternoon and took that information back to my product owner. And guess what happened? We eliminated 75% of the features that were going to go into that mobile app. What that meant was the app came out 6 weeks earlier. It was way under budget. And we provided value to the doctors with the critical things that they needed the most. So lessons here are that research does not have to take a long time. Research can be very impactful with just a short amount of time. Research can be very impactful on a product direction, and it doesn't take weeks or months to find those answers. So when you're told those lame excuses of research takes too long or we don't have time for research, I hope you remember this story that I'm sharing with you now because this has been my golden ticket when anybody ever says to me, research takes too long. No, it doesn't have to. And I want you to think about how you can conduct research quickly to inform direction. Think about it this way. Even a usability test or concept test can provide information quickly. It can tell you what you should be doing and, more importantly, what you should not be doing. So don't dismiss research methods that can provide information quickly to help keep the product on the right course. Hopefully, my story has inspired you a little bit. If you have an example of when research was impactful, it didn't have to take a long time, share with me in the comments. I would love to hear your story too.